Welcome back, 431, 730 AM, 102.9 FM, WTNT, and I'm joined now by Katherine Timpf, the editor at Times247.com. Well, hello there.
Hello.
Well, you guys are a little busy today? Or?
Yeah, definitely. We've been following the whole teacher strike thing pretty closely, looking at all that. Do you know that the schools are still staying open to serve free meals to the kids?
That's what schools are for, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you know, they're still going to be giving away. So there's going to be free daycare centers where kids go and eat and hang out and learn nothing while teachers march around. You know that they are having police, too, outside the schools in case things get out of control with the protesting teachers. Yeah,
it's really sad because if you look at the overall picture, now we've got more police on the streets in Chicago. They're really kind of overstretching their limits.
Right.
You're going to have an incredible overtime bill.
Oh my gosh!
The school board and the city made what by most considered to be a pretty good offer, but yet it was rejected. And
you know, if these teachers are the kind of people where even the AP is saying a lot of the reason why the police are there is because the teachers are going to be protesting, maybe these aren't the kind of people that should be getting paid even more than the top in the country.
Yeah, and it's not a very good school system. I mean, when you take a look at the results, and I was just talking to Brett about it, you know, there are a lot of problems with that system. And when you have 15%, only 15% of fourth graders have the ability to read proficiently, you got a problem. And when only 56% of high school freshmen graduate. You know, if you're entering school as a freshman this year in Chicago, only 56% of you are going to make it to graduation day. That's pretty sad.
Something's off.
Yeah, pretty sad. All right, what else?
Well, I also heard you talking to Brett about New York. He was happy the movie was doing so well there. The
2016. Yeah.
But it's not all good news coming out of New York. The fashion industry has been pushing some really racy Obama fundraisers.
Yeah.
And I guess there was one at a gay bar called Go for Obama on Saturday in Manhattan.
Okay.
Yes, it featured a lot of models, dancers wearing 08 boxer shorts and like American flag underwear and dancing around. And the proceeds going to President Obama.
Interesting.
So, I mean, he's got a lot of
support.
Class behind him.
Got a lot of support from everywhere, I guess. All right, what else?
There's more evidence coming out that good old Elizabeth Warren might have been hired in an affirmative action frenzy at Harvard. In a 1994 interview, the dean said his institution was actively applying an affirmative action policy to hiring female faculty. And, of course, that's 2 years after she was, got a professorship, and a year later was when she got tenure, despite all of those those concerns that were brought up about the work that she'd done. Yeah,
and I also saw that where most of the professors came from very high-ranked educational backgrounds, in schools of great prominence, she evidently did not.
No.
And didn't have the same qualifications as others possess. So that's interesting. We haven't heard the end of that.
People found errors in her work, too, and it's just, something's going on. It's
All right, got time for one more?
Yeah, the Taliban has come out and offered to the U.S. they want to make a deal. They want to disown al-Qaeda and...
Really?
But there's, of course, conditions include rejecting the Afghanistan Constitution so that any ceasefire would not be considered a surrender. U.S. couldn't negotiate with Karzai. And, of course, the biggest issue would be, of course, these might not be the most trustworthy people.
You think?
These are people who are, like, dressing up in disguises and going into parties and blowing people's heads off.
Yeah.
I don't know much about diplomacy. I've never been involved in that. But those are not the kind of people that I would trust.
You want to make a deal with, yeah.
But
I sort of get that. All right, very good. We'll check it all out. It's at Times247.com. Click on Get the Skinny. It'll give you a rundown of all the top stories from around the world, all in one place, very quickly. Catherine, we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Katherine Timpf, the editor at Times247.com. 4:35, 7:30 a.m., 102.9 FM, WTNT. Editor Ed Kelly of the Washington Times on the way.